brownie we ate, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallant
go. So the quote paying it forward, I um I said all along that I'm basically just doing this for fun. All right. So you guys, out there and subscribing and following along, keeping up with me, having a good time. Um, it's really about me giving back to what y'all are giving me. I'm not doing this for the money. That's why the entire first check that I got for $100, it went right back out into the stream. It went right back out to y'all. I mentioned the diecast. I mentioned the 5NASCAR.com 10 gift cards. I've got the 3 Amazon.com $10 gift cards. So I'm giving that all back. I'm paying it all forward. Um, and I'm hoping that as time goes on and more people come out, they like what they see, they like what we're doing here. They want to stick around. They want to subscribe to the channel, and keep it going for many years to come. It's been a lot of fun, Krabby. You are absolutely welcome. Completely my pleasure. So everybody out here on track is going to be going with a theme. All right. We've mentioned a few times that Coey's uncle passed away over the last couple of weeks, and we've been doing different things for him that um, were kind of a tribute. All right, so Coey's uncle was originally raised up in New England, so he's a big Red Sox fan and he was a big Patriots fan. In his later years, he was down near Philadelphia, so he was a Phillies fan, he was an Eagles fan, and things like that. So everybody out here is going to have some kind of a scheme associated with the Patriots or the Eagles, as well as the Phillies or the Red Sox. So that's kind of what you'll see. I've seen some Eagles green. I've seen all kinds of paint schemes, and y'all are gonna see the same exact thing. But I definitely appreciate y'all coming out, hanging out, and chatting it up. It's gonna be a pretty good night. And again, I definitely hope that Word Burton at some point will get his Discord fixed, and he'll be able to come on out and help with me to call what's going to be an absolutely amazing race. Again, 25 to 30 cars will be here on track. I can't wait to get it all started. It's sure to be a pretty dang good time. All right, looks like qualifying is done. So they're all going to work their way back into the booth, get those last minute instructions from Coey or J-Pa or yeah, J-Pa or Boehner or Stout Whiskey. Yeah, they'll all be in there and get it get it ready to go. You're going to see a difference in their pitting tonight as well. They're not going to be pitting just off of turn 4. Because of the loose conditions that exist here at Homestead-Miami, they're actually going to pit coming off of turn number 3, and they'll have to take the access road all the way around. All right, no, I thought I heard word for just a minute there, but went back to the channel and I don't see him at all. Let's see if I got a message from him here. Actually, might have another guess. Something made me go back to Discord, and we might have old Lucky Dog stop on in here and get this going back. Let's see. Outcast Dirt Series. No, sir. Back to you. Q Dog, good to see you out there. Thanks for coming out and getting ready to support your pal, old J. Gonna be it's gonna be good to see a lot of these guys under the back under the lights. And this is the last race for Homestead-Miami this week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of side-by-side action. Last night we saw 4 and sometimes almost 5 wide. I kind of anticipate the same thing to happen here tonight. It's going to be a phenomenal race. Can't wait to get going. And looks like it might have a new booth partner for tonight if Word Burton can't get his mic or the Discord going. So, Lucky Dog, if you're out there and you're watching, I got your message, buddy. You are absolutely welcome to come on out and keep going here. Cup Series is going to be one hell of a race. All right, so they got the lobby paused right now. Just again getting those last minute instructions. It's not going to be terribly long at all. But again, Krabby Soup, definitely appreciate you. Blue Ninja, thanks for hanging out. Q-Dog, you're still the man. And Silent, you need to be on the track, paying attention to what you're doing, not listening to my stream. Hopefully that doesn't throw you off at all, but good luck tonight in that number 11. And guys, as I mentioned, the one and only Lucky Dog, your Pro League Season 2 Series champ. He's actually here in the booth now. He was here on Tuesday night, so he went and he kicked it all off with right here, and now he's gonna go ahead and wrap up the week. Lucky Dog, how the hell are you, man? Thanks for coming out.
Oh, I'm good. I didn't realize that I didn't see anyone in the booth, and then I saw Tim, and I'm like, oh shoot, I hope I didn't kick him out. I was just gonna sit on the side and just kind of be like Boehner was on Tuesday, but yeah, I mean, I'm doing really good. Can't wait to see some cup racing tonight. I haven't gotten the chance to actually really watch a cup race. The only race I did get to see was Las Vegas. So, yeah, I'm really excited for tonight. We saw some great racing in a truck series Tuesday night, and I can't wait to see the best of the best duke it out here at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Now I know you're pretty good friends with Rose and some of those other guys. It's gonna be a fun. We've got between 25 and 30 cars that are going to be out here on track. We saw just about 20 or 21 in the truck race night before last. Last night there was again 20 to 23, and tonight almost 30. So they're going to be changed. They changed it up just a little bit. They're actually going to be pitting coming off of turn 3, so they'll have to take the access road all the way, into pit road rather than coming off 4 and pitting. The loose issues that are just chronic here at Homestead-Miami prompted Coe to make a little bit of a rule change for tonight to get these guys off the track sooner. So if anybody has an issue coming off of turn 4, get loose, their car's pointed towards the inside wall instead of straight, they're not taking out somebody else that's trying to get down pit road and maybe cause another problem. So we'll have to see how that works. I didn't actually see Word Burton in the channel. Did you see him before you?
So I did see him in the channel. I'm getting in touch with him, and he said that his headphones are messing up.
Yeah.
Like he can't hear or he can't speak or something. I told him to keep me posted so I can get him back in here, and I can kind of help you too as best I can. So yeah, he's still trying to join, which is good.
Okay.
But yeah, well, you mentioned I just saw that pit road entry will be the access road. Remember, that's how they used to do it, I think, back in the day. That's how they entered the pits. That's how the Indy cars do it, but this is an Indy car. So it's going to be it's going to add another challenge for these drivers. I mean, it's already hard to get on the pit road without using the access road, but now having to enter the access road going from, I don't know, 170, 180 miles per hour and get it slowed down to, I don't know, maybe 80 miles per hour through the access road, that might even be pushing it. It's going to be a very tough, difficult task. It's going to be twice the challenge. So I think you're definitely going to see the field even more spread out as a result of that. You're going to see some guys get caught out by it. And hopefully with me, I can try and police that and see who did and who didn't take it to make some of the guys' jobs a little easier because who knows? I mean, I think these guys are very well behaved, but you never know what can happen. So, yeah, it's going to be very important for these guys to follow the rules here because it could end up with a I think maybe a point deduction or or maybe a race position loss or something. But yeah, can't wait to see how guys will be able to navigate that challenge.
Lucky, are you showing online right now? Because it looks like
Yes, I should be. Yeah, I just checked.
All
I
right,
am online.
you rock. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep, there you are. I just got the invite from
Woo!
JPA. I'm getting loaded in now, so perfect timing. And we're both about ready to get in here. JPA, thank you very much for the invite. Ladies and gents, we're about to get this kicked off. Krabby Soup, yes, sir, I will absolutely catch up with you. Buddy, if you just want to have a conversation about what more you can do to help me, you already have and you already do just by keeping up and keep being right where you're at, man. You do a great job on track. You're here during the streams to you know just keeping me company, being a friend, fellow Marylander, right along with Rock NASCAR and the one and only HD Motorsports. We definitely appreciate you, Krabby. But man, Lucky, again, almost 30 cars. Everybody's got some kind of a paint scheme associated with New England, whether it's the Red Sox or the Patriots or the Philly teams, either the Eagles or the Phillies. So all this is still wrapping up around Coey's uncle that he unfortunately lost last week. And I'm going to go through the field here. It looks like the one and only Mr. Track Bar is going to make his first appearance here in NNR, rocking that 37, and he's actually got the pole. Not a bad way to open up. He's got the 42 of CGMX Rose to his outside. There's the 18 of Inga in a P3, the 95 of Jose 95 in P4, the 2 car, the one and only Stout Whiskey. There's the 9 car of More Smoke, Forever Strong. There's the 11 of Silent Killer, the 41 of Dan the Lawman, the 25 of the Aviator. That is an amazing paint scheme once they actually get down to ground level. There's the 34 of the one and only Alpha York. Boehner in that 36. 66 of old Mike Honcho. The 7 of Knights. The 48 of NNR Rowdy. I'm sure he's going to work his way to the point at some point. There's the 32 of Drake. Fort Smitty rocking the 8. There's the 3 car of NNR Outlaw. The 1 of God Power. 38 of Fatless Dig, good to see him again. 22 of the ever-famous J-Paw. 88 of Asbel. And 24 of Coey. And we are back up at the top. And as you can see right now, Lucky, Coey is leading this field in a bit of a pace lap. I assume when we get back up here, get to the line, we'll have a lap of silence to, again, commemorate a man that meant a whole lot in the life of Jim Coey. And it's going to be, I'm sure it'll be pretty emotional. In fact, as I look behind, it looks like they're going to try to do something a little bit different. Here we are. Look at this. Check this out, Lucky.
Yeah, it's really incredible to see a 3-wide salute there. It's an incredible tribute. As many of us within the NASCAR community know that NNR Coey lost his uncle, I think about a week ago, and a very tough loss for him, and it's a really great gesture to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Last night in the Xfinity race, they actually went 4 wide as a last-minute audible by the one and only J-Pa, and they did a pretty phenomenal job. So again, once they come to the start stripe, we're going to have a lap of silence, guys. Let's remember his uncle. All right, so they took that lap a lap ahead of schedule, but either way, great tribute to the man. So again, you got the 24 of Coey sitting right there. Then you got the 16 of NNR Trip. Behind Tripp was supposed to be the 43 of Sweeter Feed, but something happened there. There's the 4 of Natty Dread. And then, yeah, back up front with the 37. Lucky, why don't you go ahead and take your old Pro League buddy green? Here we go.
All right, well, I'm glad you did the start because I messed up last time. So here we go, off the start right here. 37 of Mr. Track Bar. Justin Brooks taking the lead away from Rose in the 42. Off of turn 2, down the backstretch, all the way up against the wall. Heading down towards turn 3, want to have a wide arc. Going down into center of turn 3 and 4, want to run the bottom. Running a pretty good line through there. Rose runs a little higher, maybe got a little tight, trying to get a good run off the exit potentially. Coming off turn 4, Track Bar trying to break the draft a little bit. Now coming back that high side, trying to arc it out once more going into turn 1. Just trying to control the field behind him as Ingles and Rose are out for P2.
Yeah, Ingles down low, 42 of CGMX Rose, out high, 95 of Jose, and then 2 of Stout Whiskey. So your top 5 has not changed one bit. Behind this pack of 5 is going to be that forever strong 9 of a more smoke guy that was able to rack up 2 wins in back-to-back weeks at Michigan and then on at Las Vegas. Been pretty strong. Then the 42 of CGMX Rose, he went on to rack up a couple wins, and now here we are in week number 5. A more smoke up high, a little bit of contact between the 95 and the 2, but just slight contact, just enough to make the 2 kind of really check up, and that allowed one more to sneak his way on up into here, and that is going to be the 25 of the Aviator. Again, rocking a pretty nice paint scheme himself. I really miss when we were able to look at a side view of these cars. I wish they'd kind of give that back to us. When you're inside the car, you can actually pan to the side and see what you got on, but we can't do that from here. But it's actually a really nice paint scheme that he's got going on. Rock NASCAR, thank you very much, sir. Good to see you out here as always, man. Definitely appreciate all you do, and man, I appreciate all your help and all your support. Forever the man, buddy. But Lucky, now it looks like we're in kind of one big conga line for at least the first 10 cars. 95 Jose, he's up towards the high side a little bit, but the 2 and the 25, they decided they were going to keep it down low, and everybody right there staying nose to tail.
Yeah, but in contrast, look at the second pack here. The pack with York, Drake, and Asbill. They're about 2 to 3 wide each lane. I mean, it's crazy racing as Alpha York bounced off the wall in front of Asbill. I mean, look at these guys. That's why that front pack is pulled away. They're all in line together while these guys are battling hard as the 7 just hits the apron a little bit and turns 1 and 2 very loose. They just about hold on to it, but yeah, that's proof right there why that front pack is pulling away. And now that he's got his audio issues fixed here, Tim, good to have you back here. Gonna throw it over to you. I don't know if you got my invite if you're watching the race right now, but tell me some other things that you've been noticing so far this race besides the contrast between the front pack and the back half of the pack.
Well, one thing, Lucky, I've seen to this point has really been the mixture of the lanes, and I think Pete hit it earlier on at the start of this race. There's going to be times tonight where we're going to see guys 3 and 4 wide. See Track Bar out in the lead right now, really working that bottom lane. On default, that is obviously the preferred way to go. Like Las Vegas, it gets real slick and bumpy towards the bottom. So start expecting these guys on the long runs really start migrating towards the middle and the high side as we start to see a battle for second. The big thing is trying to keep a tight race car. As this run goes on early on, you're going to get really, really loose, especially off the exit of 2. And we haven't quite seen it yet. I would say in about the next 3 laps or so, we're going to start seeing those better handling race cars really work the top side. And those guys that maybe started towards the mid-pack will slowly work their way back up towards the front.
You know, now Lucky, with the preset scale the way it is, all right, we noticed that if you're higher on the scale, you're going to be a little bit quicker, but NNR is, famously known for long green flag runs. In fact, I'll go ahead and grab a lap count here off of either Boehner or Alpha York Stream here in just a moment. But if knowing that Homestead is very slick, it gets loose very fast, are you going to start on the bottom and work your way up, or are you going to hope that somebody else made a mistake, went too high on a preset, goes around, collects them, and then that's going to bring the caution out? As we're already starting to see some people get a little loose. Just watched, I think that was going to be the 25 of the Aviator. He already had his nose pointed in the wrong direction coming of turns 1 and 2. And now they're off 3 and 4, not too bad. But which direction would you go with that preset, Lucky?
Well, I haven't had as much experience in the Cup cars around the presets here. I think the only one I've had experience is with the Xfinity cars. But typically, I mean, you want to start off pretty loose. You don't want to start off tight. But you have to find fine balance. They're already getting pretty loose there. You want to have that happy medium of good speed starting off and good speed on the long run, along with the handling. You want to handle really well with this track. This track is all about handling, making sure that your car is just able to put it anywhere you want it. And typically, it's kind of a happy medium. I think you want to be somewhere in the middle of the road because, yeah, I mean, you may be a little tight to start off with, but as you run more on a track, the tires get more worn out, and you really feel the tires and how they're just degrading over time. So you have to, make sure that your car is not so slippery. Make sure that it has good rear grip, but also good front grip, because this track really, it may not be much of a tire wear track, but it definitely takes a toll on the temperatures of the tires. So you just want to make sure it's around the middle of the road, but somewhere on the looser end, if that makes sense.
Well, to add on to that, Dan, real quick, the way you look at it here is these track bar break a little bit loose off the exit. Having a little bit of experience here, typically you want to be around that 5 or 6 on the default spectrum here. Like, the issue is that you really have to decide where you want to be on the long run. You see track bar now that he's migrated to the top side, and in fact he's losing the lead to the 18. They cross the start finish line and make it Rose now, trying to go 3 wide for the lead in turn number 1. Rose on the bottom. The moment has the nose, but track bar again pushing, nearly makes contact with the 18 off of 2. In fact, he bounces off the wall, puts CGMX Rose in the lead. Looks like a more smoke bounces off the wall in the back. The way you look at it, you want to be on that looser setup. The thing is that if you run a 5, you could technically run on the bottom early on. The issue with the defaults here is that your car kind of bounces around almost like when you put 2 low shocks and rebounds in a custom setup. So the issue is the higher you run, yes, you can run the bottom. You're going to risk being looser, but you can't really run the top side. If you run a tighter setup, however, you can't be on the bottom early on the run. You can run the high side. So it really comes down to driver preference, which makes the difference. And this is the reason why I think we're seeing guys like Rose, who started with a tighter setup, now challenge for the lead. How about Stout Whiskey making it 3 wide here?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was an absolutely beautiful job by Stout to completely thread that needle, but also great hands, great way to hold that wheel by the 18. Stout slapped that wall just a little bit. That's going to cost him a little bit of momentum, and the 37 of track bar is going to be able to come on by. Here comes the 36 of Boehner, and a huge run by the 95 of Jose. So that's now going to put, I believe it's going to be the 25 of the 25 of, no, it's going to be the 42 of CGMX Rose up front, and the 25 of the Aviator now sitting in P2. Going to kind of line it up just a little bit, at least first through third, but there's still 3 wide back there for P5.
Oh, man. I'm watching this. Oh my goodness, I'm getting queasy. This is just insane how hard these guys are racing in stage 1. I mean, I can't believe they have a wreck, but that just shows you how great these Cup drivers are. These guys are the best of the best in the presets. I mean, look at this right here. Ingalls and Stout Whiskey. Whoa, they're just getting a little tight, but they hold on to it. And you've seen track bar make it 3 wide there, and he is so good, at sending it on entry to the corner, just making it stick, making it work, not washing up too much to where he's going to completely wipe out a guy. I mean, he kind of did hit, I think it was the 18, did move him up the track a little bit, got him a little sideways, maybe sent it a little too much, but he's just able to really drive it in deep like no one else. And he's starting to make a run for Aviator, and Rose And now, like I said before, the field is starting to spread out a little bit. See these guys with the maybe not as tuned in long run cars starting to lose a little bit of time to the front pack, and who knows how that's going to change with the pit stop sequences coming up.
Well, that was something I was just about to ask you, Lucky, is indeed Knight's actually just heading down the pit road here. He'll be the first one, if I'm not mistaken, to start this green flag cycle. But what I was just about to ask is, you see Rose, Track Bar, and others all lined up here in the 1 through 4 positions. How much of an emphasis do you think they're going to put on staying single file to try to continue to make it furthermore spread out, so that they could try to extend this lead here into stage 1 compared to racing side by side, which the second group is still doing?
I think it's, it all depends on the cars and how they are handling. I mean, you definitely want to be running single file in order to gain some time, because if you're side by side racing, that's not really going to help you. So I think it'd be important to kind of take it easy, kind of control what you have, because at this point, these guys are, that second packet, they're all looking very loose. So they're I don't know if it's just, I think it's probably just because of their presets that they're running. And I think if I wouldn't be racing too hard. Just control what you have, wait till the pit stops happen, then you can make your adjustments, and just try to work together to close up to that front pack, so that when you do make your pit stops, you'll be in a better position exiting. And remember too, these guys have to take that access road on pit entry. So it's going to be much harder for them. It's going to be an incredibly difficult task trying to enter pit road. Whereas previous, you would just enter off turn 4, but now they got to use the access road. So these guys got to be really patient with themselves and not push the limits.
I tell you what, we're starting to see the entire pack that kind of got lost from the front 4 with when a couple of cars made a little bit of contact. Now the 48 of Rowdy, he's going to try to lead that train back up towards the front 4. That includes CGMX Rose, Track Bar, the 41 of Dan the Lawn Man, as well as one other. But Rowdy was out there earlier in Twitterville saying he had one hell of a Philadelphia Eagles Camaro, and he thought he might be able to get it to the front and keep it there. There's a whole lot of very, very strong cars out here, and it seems like what you were both just saying there about being on the lower side of the spectrum, or maybe in the middle of the presets and working yourself down, is really paying off, because I would imagine these guys that are still doing what they got to do right now and keeping it pretty stable for the most part are probably on that lower part, and will they'll continue to shine throughout the night, where others might have to keep hunting a little bit to try to find that happy medium in their setup in order to keep it competitive for a long green flag run.
Well, Pia, actually, I have another curveball. I remember Tuesday we were talking about a little bit of strategy, so I'm watching out for York's POV, and these guys should have around 5 to 6 laps left on the fuel, and it's about, I don't know, maybe 12 or 13 left in the stage. So we could be seeing some guys taking 2 tire stops here for this for the rest of the stage, trying to finish it off, or we could be seeing no tire pit stops. So I want to keep an eye out for these guys and what they're doing in terms of strategy on the tires.
Not only that.
Apologies. I was going to say, this makes me ask this question, though. If you're running the looser setup, how much impact is it on the left front tire? You think about these guys really trying to focus on rotation. Usually that left front tends to burn. Good guys like Track Bar, who very well known running those looser setups, going to be at a disadvantage here, Dan.
It could definitely be a very tricky challenge without running on 2 tire, no tire stop here, especially exiting the pits, because typically when you exit the pits, the tires don't feel the same as they do before. They definitely feel way worse when you're exiting the pits. So, these guys got to keep that in mind, and who knows if it'll work. Maybe 4 tires can trump it all, so I'm not quite sure.
There you go. As you saw, the 34 Alpha York, he made his way on pit road, and he's actually exiting right now. He's got about 20 laps of fuel, and as he comes across the start stripe, I'll go ahead and grab a lap count for us so we know exactly what we have remaining. He's halfway
these
down.
These guys are in 10. I think it's 10 right now. They're coming in 9. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, there you go. So about 9 laps remaining. So, yeah, I'm sure that he came on down right when he felt he had to, or maybe, as we've been talking about, maybe he started off a little too loose. It's actually 11 laps remaining. So, as old Marty Chicala would say, double hockey sticks, or maybe that's the one and only um, Rick James. I'm not sure. Actually, no. I think Marty's popsicle sticks are in the air. The young man. So, still kind of working our way through the field. I'm guessing everybody will have to come on down pit road one time in order to get that going. NNR League, good to see you out there, man. How you been? But word, so far it's all green. Everybody's been able to get on the pit road the way that they needed to. Coming off of pit road where they have to, and good track awareness for all the great battles that we've seen out here so far.
Indeed, great track awareness. And I'll tell you one thing that hasn't really toned down as now Rose starts to signal the pit as well as the Aviator. Justin Brooks, Mr. Track Bar, was making aggressive moves and side drafting for the lead. He's going to stay out one more time. This is going to be very interesting. Aviator went through the grass. That's going to lose him some time as he tries to catch back up here to Rose. I'm interested to see now how much of an advantage that 42 car break out over Mr. Track Bar now that he's pitted one lap earlier. There is one other car, too, in the farther back pack that I'm very intrigued to see where he comes out of, and that's Jose 95X. He's the first one in that second group to pit. It looks like right now he's the first one on the track in that second group of cars.
Yeah, as he comes by off of turn number 2, we just saw some of the leaders that had just pit, just now exiting that access road. So 95 was able to go ahead and flash on by. We'll have to kind of get a little bit of a running order here as soon as we can. I'm actually going to switch from Alf York over to Boehner right now, see if I can get a little bit more information off of him and see where we sit. There we go. There he is. Boehner right now. He's actually on pit road. So we'll have to wait just a minute. He's actually on pit road right now, side by side, going all the way down, working towards their pit stall with the one and only 2-car stout whiskey. And there's the 9 of Amore Smoke. So all these guys coming in just a little bit later.
Indeed, coming in a little bit later, Justin Brooks just on the track bar to the outside of Aviator here for position. Now the 37 really has to start getting it together here once he can get around this 25 because Rose has a pretty good lead. I'll tell you what, I mean, we've seen it time and time again here, Pete, to open up this season when Rose breaks the draft and he pulls away, even on older tires and cars behind him. He just tends to continue pulling. This is one of the tracks that best suits his driving style. And right now with Rose, or rather Track Bar and Aviator, continuing to be side by side as they cross the start-finish line yet again, it's only going to be a furthermore expanded lead.
Yeah, working my way back up towards those guys right now. Found the 42. There is that 37 of Track Bar. Aviator right behind. Now Aviator is actually going to try to pull out of that draft and duck on down as they head into the corner. 25 down, 37 up high. Track Bar is going to keep his line. Almost a little bit of contact with the Aviator, but Aviator is able to kind of keep it off him for the most part as they go on to complete yet one more lap as we're now sitting at just 3 measly laps to go in right here in season number 1. Guys, everybody out there in chat, thank you very much for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up, and keeping us company. Stage 1 is almost done here, Lucky.
They are going at it for second place. I mean, man, they are. When Tim was saying when he gets around him, I was thinking more like if. I mean, because Aviator is putting up such a great fight, as I believe they're coming to 2 to go right now in this stage. Yeah, it looks like Rose has got stage 1 in the bag, but remember, I don't know if these guys made many adjustments while they're in the pits, but I think stage 2 is where we're really going to see how these guys adapt to their surroundings, how they make their adjustments to make their cars even better, how they improve on their cars. I think we're going to see that here. But so far, it looks like Rose has got a pretty sizable lead right now, ready to take home stage 1 in just 1 lap's time.
Yeah, Ward Burton, last night, Rose, he participated in the American Ethanol race right here at Homestead-Miami, and went on to win that. So if all those, there was actually quite a few NNR guys NNR guys in that race as well. So they might have gotten a glimpse of what the 42 is going to be capable of tonight. And if that was a glimpse, well, that 42, in somebody's words of a tweet earlier today, that 42 might just be on cruise.
Indeed, he's on cruise control right now as, again, he comes to cross the start-finish line, if I'm not mistaken. White flag out here.
Nope, it's over.
Actually, no, that is the checkered. Apologies. So that is the checkered for the end of stage number 1. And Pete, you know what? You can say he's on cruise control, but I really still believe Mr. Track Bar, they have something for him. If he can get track position, stay right around that 42, and mentioned it on the top of the broadcast in particular, you know, Track Bar is really, really strong in the early runs. If he can find something that continues for the long runs, he's going to continue to have that speed, and I think he really could give this 42 Rose a run for his money.
Well, Track Bar definitely no stranger to victory lane. Won the most races out of anybody in Pro League season number 2, and came up second to the one and only Lucky Dog that's sitting right here in the booth after an incredible race at Bristol Motor Speedway. So this track very, very different from Bristol, but these guys are absolutely putting on a show. Guys, getting ready to kick off stage number 2, and I'll grab a lap count here in just a second so we know exactly how we're going. But here we go. Bring us green.
Dude, we're back to the green flag, and Aviator sitting in second trying to get down, but Track Bar getting a good little draft pull for the moment behind CGMX Rose. They're 2x2 behind, second on back, and still Track Bar getting a strong pull to the inside, trying to go to the lead in turn number 3. They sit side by side, Rose split high to the high side near the wall. Track Bar has the nose for the moment off of 4, but they still remain 2x2. That time, Track Bar just had the nose across the line, but Rose, he looks to have the drafting help. Track Bar again getting a strong pull. But Rose, can he get there? No. Track Bar clears the leader 37 as they still remain 2x2 behind, Lucky.
Yeah, an incredible move there by Track Bar up to the lead. And I actually wanted to mention this guy. He got 5th in stage 1. You were talking about him, Pete. Rowdy is in P5, so he is making his way up to the front in that 48 Chevy Camaro, doing a great job, maybe taking 4th right here from Stout Whiskey. So he is slowly making his way towards the front, and I can't wait to see what he's able to do.
Yeah, Rowdy again in those Philadelphia Eagles colors tonight. There you see from CGMX Rose's hood view, looking ahead to that 37. You see the 25 of the Aviator diving deep inside. 42 up high.
There goes Rowdy.
Stout Whiskey, and Rowdy on the bottom, making that line work. He's going to be able to pass 3 cars just down that straightaway alone. Get it dived deep into turns 1 and 2. Stout Whiskey right behind him. Then you see the 41 of Dan the Lawn Man. And now Rose pushed all the way back to P6, fighting it out tooth and nail right now. Everybody trying to be the first one behind either the Aviator or the 37 of Track Bar as they're side by side now for the lead.
They continue to remain side by side for the lead. And I do want to add one thing. I'll tell you, for Rowdy, definitely makes me cringe as a Giants fan seeing that Philadelphia Eagles machine there on the track. But he's looking very strong. He had a very good end there to stage number 1, coming home in the 4th position. And, you know, like Michigan, to be honest, Pete, this is, again, a track where you get really loose off of turn number 2. He really plays to his strong suit. I'm really eager to see here who he follows. Does he follow the 37 or the 25? We'll see. Right now he holds the outside. In fact, he's going to make the move for second. He's got a great pusher behind. He has Stout Whitney as they continue to remain 2x2, coming off of turn number 2. Aviator that time giving a good pull. Rose giving him a good push. But it's still Track Bar for the moment as they remain side by side, Lucky.
When it comes to side-by-side racing, and I mentioned this on the truck broadcast, the higher line is better when you're side-by-side against guys. When you're running by yourself, the low nine's the place you want to be. It's a short distance around the track. However, when you got a group of cars like you have right here, just look at the outside line and how you're able to work it. You can have a great entry speed, okay middle of the corner speed, center corner speed, but off the exit, you're just able to haul off the corner. And you're seeing that right here with the outside line here leading by track bar. You got Rowdy, and then you got the two. And whoa, man, that was a very optimistic squeeze there. Rowdy wants this lead bad. He knows he's got a good car, and he's going to take the inside underneath Brooks right here for the lead. They're almost 3 wide on the front straightaway at Homestead.
Yeah, absolutely 3 wide. Here comes the 25 Aviator diving it back down, getting Rowdy now in that middle line. He's got the Eagles flying low, right underneath that 37, trying to keep it off the wall. 25 still down there. Rowdy nowhere to go. Something's got to give, and they're going to wreck going into turn number 3 right there.
Oh,
Huge
man.
pile up behind him. 48
Oh,
got
man.
through unscathed. So did the 40 of CGMX Rose. So gonna be a lot to answer for, ladies and gents. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. Let's go to nnrleague.com and we will be right back. Be right back.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
All right, yeah, we are back. As you see, no time lost up there. 48 and 42, they're going to start on the front row. There's the 9 of More Smoke and the 25 of the Aviator. So, yeah, big wreck right there. 48 looks like because something happened, either he didn't pit or because he caused that accident, or that's what the ad said. Everybody said, I think he's going to go ahead and drop back to the rear. So we'll see if that Phillies Eagle machine is going to be able to work his way back up front. But right now, it's the one and only CGMX Rose with that 42 machine in the win. But here comes that Hooters 9 of More Smoke right up his tailpipe, running P2, looking a little low.
I was going to say, I got a good view of that accident there. I mean, they were 3 wide, and Rowdy, I almost called him by his other nickname, Rowdy, Rowdy was really aggressive with the side drafting, and he wanted to side draft them so he could have a good entry to the corner. Was just banging on him too much. He got too close to him, had contact. 2 cars got stuck together, and track bar got hit in the wall, and that just caused a big wreck. So yeah, that was definitely on Rowdy there. That was definitely his fault. Just too aggressive with the side drafting. Try to make it work, but didn't end up working out in the end. Caused a big wreck. So unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for track bar, but track bar is he's pretty upset by it. I was listening there. He's not too happy, so he's gonna be very determined to make his way up to the front of the field. But yeah, here comes the More Smoke. Haven't talked about him much tonight. He's been fantastic so far this season with 2 wins to start it off. He's going to try and take the lead right here.
I tell you what, we started this stage number 2 with 37. That was I can't talk now. After that caution, it was 24 to go. More Smoke's got that Camaro in the win now, and they are double file, 2 or 3 rows deep. We've seen a More Smoke up in the lead pretty often, and usually when he gets there, he's pretty hard to be pushed out of it. But if anybody can, he's got the 88 of Asbel back there now. He's got the 25, 41 of Dan the Lawn Man, 95 of Jose, 95. I keep wanting to call him 720, but man, big pack of very, very talented drivers sitting right behind this Hooters machine.
Actually, I'm looking up. Dan the Lawn Man was involved in that last wreck. That's actually Boehner on the inside trying to make a move here, Pete. But, the way we're looking at it, Amore all season long, he is the master at capitalizing off mistakes. Let's not forget Las Vegas, where Rose made 2 major mistakes, and ultimately Amore didn't just walk away with that race. Looks like we have a caution.
Yeah, game caution out, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. Lucky must have been something pretty far in the back. Starting to see a new players up here. Like
Yeah.
you mentioned, 36 of Boehner, he's up here, 88 of Valuable, the 24 of Coe, the 22 of J-Paw. So that caution that came out between Rowdy and Track Bar and a couple others really helped a few others progress their way through the field here, Lucky.
Yeah, before we get to that next restart, it looked like Drake, Stout Whiskey, Smitty are some of the cars that are involved because they are the and I think there's two others involved. They're the only ones in 3 and 4 right now coasting. So I think it was 3 of those guys got involved in the wreck because they are way far away from the field. But yeah, I mean, this race so far has been really good. We got to see a lot of lead changes, got to see a lot of different guys up in front. I don't know what the strategy's been, but it looks like Boehner and Jose have moved up 6 spots on pit road. So maybe they took 2 tires. Maybe, I don't quite know what changes they made. Maybe they topped her off the field, took no tires. We'll find out really shortly as we're under green once again.
A Duke's out there in chat saying he thinks I might need to reload the stream. I tell you what, Dukes, I will go all the way to the back here, look forward, and you tell me if you think that I am missing cars. Watch as the 2 cars Stout Whiskey goes flash by. We've got just about 30 cars out here. I think you might need to reload there, sir. Good to see you out there, though, Dukes. Thanks for coming out, buddy.
Yeah, they are. I was going to say they're 3 wide still. I mean, I've never seen so many 3-wide moves before in a race. I mean, this is incredible. Track bar outside, 3 wide, a 34 and a 66 underneath him. He's going to take them both. He is making a charge up to the front. More Smoke regains the lead from Jose. Back to familiar spot. And Tim, you're going to say something, but I mean, I just about what I was saying before. So much 3 wide, you don't know where to look.
You just took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say, here comes more after losing that track position, instantly back up to the lead. But again, those mistakes, capitalizing. Look who sits in second after sitting around mid-pack early on the first stage. You have Aspil, who right now sits there in that Valvoline 88. Ooh! Makes some contact there with Rose for second. Rose gets up in front of Jose. That's going to still stack up the field. I still think the car to watch is in the middle portion of the pack. Had Mr. Track Bar restart in 12th. 4 fresh tires. He not only guided his way through the back of the field to already work his way halfway through, it looks like he's just easily making it 2-3 wide to work his way now into the top 10. He works his way to the bottom, looking inside for another position. But as you mentioned, Lucky, it continues to be 2x2, 3x3. It makes me want to think, obviously, cautions breed cautions. How long can they stay like this?
I mean, well, first of all, you scared the pants out of me. I mean, I looked away for 1 second, and then you said, whoa, and I'm like, man, I didn't expect that. But anyway, yeah, it was a close moment there from Rose, and I'll tell you what, I might need some new underwear after this race is said and done. But yeah, I mean, the 37 is slicing and dicing his way through the field, doing a great job passing these guys, and slowly making error. I mean, he's around a lot of guys who are looking really loose, like the 3 and the I think it's the 24 Coe got pretty loose there off the turn 2, and I mean, he's there we go. It's in their best interest to try and get around these guys who are a little looser than him because he's looking pretty stable. As the 22 got absolutely pounded into the wall. I couldn't quite. I think that's J-Paw, if I'm correct. J-Paw got hit from, I think it was Boehner and a 36 Boehner. I think he cooked 2 or no tires. Looking very tight right now. As the 37 gets loose, he's sideways and he saves it, does he? Oh man, he saves it. Holy cow. That was good on him for not wrecking whole field there. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely great job by Track Bar to save that. All right, Dukes, I think I figured out what you're talking about, and I've seen this glitch before where it looks like somebody is parked on pit, at least on my screen, but he's actually still out there. I've seen it happen with the More Smoke. I've seen it happen with the Aviator, where it looks like they've blown up for the night, but they're actually still out there. So Dukes is saying that God Power is actually still in the race, but on my screen, or on the stream rather, it shows that he is parked or lagged out and blown up.
He's lagged out for me too.
Yeah, so it's
the good news is I still do have God Power, and I have him behind for the moment in position. In fact, he's in the top 10, guys.
Good job by God Power. Then, unfortunately, though, I can't keep up with him. We'll have to see if he's gonna magically work his way into that top 3 to make it into the booth tonight. tonight. It'd be good to talk to the NNR GP later on. But God Power, sorry you won't get much camera time tonight unless except for on pit road.
And I do want to add one more thing, too. You said Justin Brooks got loose. It was actually God Power that ended up hitting him because he got contact with a car from behind. So, I guess you could say the ghost caused that near incident there. They're still racing hard, guys.
It is. Well, I mean, it's spooky season. I mean, we're getting close to Halloween, so I mean, I'm not really surprised by it. It's 2020, so yeah. I mean, that's unfortunate there. I didn't catch that, but yeah. Pete.
Yeah, 9 of them.
I'm not going to say that. Yep.
9 of them more smoke, 42 is CGMX Rose, and the 25 of the Aviator. Kind of your usual suspects so far this season anyway, sitting up here in the lead. We'll have to see if the 42 is just pretty content riding right behind this 9. As you see the 25, the Aviator get a little loose. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum, and he's going to lose momentum, and the 9 may actually lose the lead, depending on what kind of momentum Moore's going to have coming off the high side. It's going to be a drag race. If that was the final lap right there, CGMX Rose would have taken yet another stage, and we have 8 laps to go here, gentlemen.
And we're seeing the battle continue as Rose officially back into the lead. The hardest part about being on this high side on the long run is preventing the oversteer. The more he goes to the bottom, I don't know if he touched the 42. It was enough to clear him another time. Now Rose tries to hook down. It's a 3-car battle for the lead again. Aviator, now he shoves Rose. Rose again to the inside in 1 and 2. It continues to be a battle of slide jobs here, Lucky. They continue to go back and forth. Again, Moore with the lead. Who thought Aviator was going to make it 3 wide? And the second group, they're coming quickly.
Yeah, for sure. There's this great battle here for first place as Rose is trying everything he can to take home the lead, take away the lead from the 9.
And one thing I just noticed here, Pete, do you see who is in that 4th position?
I just landed on him. It is the one and only 48 of Rowdy. Again, Rowdy mentioned in Twitter earlier, he said he was going to have a fast Eagle all the way around this place. And right now he's got that Camaro sitting in P4, absolutely hunting the 42, 25, and the 9. And as those guys continue to pull, slide job after slide job and crossover after crossover, these guys are just getting closer and closer. Rowdy's got a big old push from the 88 of Aswell, and there's the 95 of Jose as well. It really seems like that Pro League season that Jose ran in for season 2 did this man a lot of good, because he has really stepped it up. I mean, he wasn't really it just didn't seem like he always had a very, very strong car as constant as he's had it since this season kicked off. And with about 4 laps remaining, I'm wondering if these 3 are going to be able to catch the 3 up top. They are absolutely still hunting here, Lucky.
It's going to be very hard for these guys to catch it because it's 3-on-3, so it's going to be a battle of who's stronger than who, like which group is stronger. And it seems to me with that first group, they're all nose and tail. I mean, they are on each other. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they kept pulling away a little bit, but they are getting very tight or very loose. I couldn't quite tell as they all simultaneously just about got hit the wall or got close to it. The 48, there's a bit of a gap from the 80 of Asbel and the 95 of Jose. Not quite as formed up as the first pack, but I think Rowdy's got a strong enough car where he can honestly catch him. And you see the 9 getting a little loose off 2. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, Aviator's a very aggressive driver. He may make a very aggressive move going to turn 3, the final lap.
Where it's absolutely possible that this 48 might be able to catch. See the 9 continuously getting just a little loose coming off the corner. That makes him break off the back end of that 25 machine. And, well, now we're actually seeing the 48 get a little tight coming through the corner as well. So that's going to bring the 88 right back to his bumper. They're side by side for the lead. I'm going to work my way back up to him right now and see how they're going to work things out as we're closing down the laps here pretty quick.
Indeed we are. Rose, he is the leader still, but Aviator continues to give it a push to the inside. Here's one thing to note, however. Rowdy of this group of 6 has by far the farthest, freshest tires. You have to remember, this group up here took about 2 tires to ultimately get their track position, but Rowdy, he was towards the middle of the pack with track bar. He took 4 and had essentially nothing to lose. Now he's found himself the track position he needs again. As ooh, of course, smoke bounces off the wall. Rose crosses the line. That's how we'll end stage number 2. Yet again, CGMX Rose, Pete, getting it done.
Yes, CGMX Rose knocking out yet another stage. 25, the Aviator, a part-timer that he's still showing that this 2-time champ can knock it out of the ballpark without a problem. Guys, we're going to take one more commercial break. You want to know how to follow NNR? Here you go.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, so kicking off stage number 3. Going to work our way up front. Looks like it's still going to be as it ended. 42 CGMX Rose. He's going to restart as control car. 25 the Aviator. 9 of Amore Smoke and a 48 of Rowdy. So first through fourth, no change. Everybody would get their pit stop in, grab 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods, fill it up with some Sunoco E15 racing fuel, and get back out on track. Rose. Lucky the first to get back up and through the gears the best. He's going to lead this pack all the way down the straightaway and into 3 and 4 for the first time here in stage number 3.
Rose out in front in the lead in stage 3, doing a great job as they're 2x2 behind him with Aviator and Amore Smoke battling behind him. The top line is starting to form as Amore and Jose are left out to dry pretty much. But man, look at that. The 48 makes an aggressive move on the inside, almost trying to take the lead away from Rose, but he's going to be battling for second right now. Telling you what, that Eagles car, if there's 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles, he is looking very hungry for a win. Doing a great job so far, but very aggressive, wanting that win. But here comes Aviator to the inside of Rose, trying to take away the lead. And I'm telling you what, these restarts have been something else. I mean, these guys have been putting their cars anywhere they can put it. I mean, this has just been, insanity, really. I haven't seen racing like this in quite a while.
Yeah, we're so far. Rowdy is winless this season. I'm sure he'd love to be able to notch a win, but not only tonight, just for a win's sake, but running a paint scheme commemorating NNR Coey's uncle. Again, he was a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, so it would be just perfect if that 48 Eagles Camaro was able to end up in victory lane on Uncle's commemorative race here at Homestead-Miami.
It would be special, and right now, I'll tell you what, Art looks very locked in early on in the run. I'm going to say this right now, Pete. If he could just continue to stay in line, and I'm not saying stay there forever, but if he can continue to stay on the bumper of Rose and really keep on his bumper the entirety of the long run, in which, you know what, he's going to make a move here for the lead as they're side by side in turn 1. I think he has a really, really strong shot to win this race. He's shown a lot of speed from the back of the field to the front of the field, and now for the moment in the lead as they work their way into turn number 3.
Yeah, a little bit of a door check there to the 42, and it didn't look like it was on purpose. Just really trying to figure out what line he was going to have, or just how much he had to check up as he was getting a big old shove from the 25 of the Aviator. The 9 of Amore Smoke was behind him as well. So now that 48 Philadelphia Eagles machine in the wind, but here comes the 25. He's not just going to give it to him. He said, hey, man, I didn't give you a push to the lead just to better you. I want my shot at that bottom line as well, as Aviator's now looking underneath that 42 of Rose as well. he's not done yet either. All side by side, P2 and P4. Whoa, Rowdy slapped the wall. 42 on by. Now, Lucky, we kicked off this week giving away a die cast to the one and only Krabby Soup. He was out there earlier in chat saying, thank you and whatnot. Guys, out there in chat, you continue to see that scroll across the bottom of the screen talking about giving away a NASCAR.com $10 gift card. Same thing with Amazon.com, or maybe another die cast in the near future. Go on up, make sure you pound that subscribe button. It doesn't go unnoticed. It is completely appreciated. And as Krabby Soup found just a couple days ago, it is 100% legit, as I actually sent out his Dale Jr. diecast earlier this morning. So again, Krabby Soup, thank you very much for all the help, all the follow, all the inclusion. I absolutely appreciate you. And yeah, we'll talk again very, very soon. But right now, CJ Max Rose, he's got that 42 in the wind. Everybody else is trying to track him, your word.
Indeed, everyone trying to track him back down. But the one thing we have to remember here, Pete, what happened at the end of stage number 1, Rose was able to break the draft.
Caution's out.
Yeah, I was just about to say, caution just came out as they're wrecking down the backstretch still. Goodness. Jose's car go around. I think that was his AI, however. I'm not quite sure what the yellow came out for. It must have been another incident towards the back of the field. This is really going to shake things up here. Interested to see how many laps are to go, and if this will still be a one pit stop race.
Yep, 44 laps remaining. They're getting about 31 on a tank of fuel. So right now, everybody would have to pit. If another caution would come out pretty close to the deadline, like what we saw last night, where people were actually running out as they came to the checkered line, it made it very, very interesting. I mean, they took the green with 28 to go, and that's all they could do to try to hold on. And man, it was Cola knocking out another victory last night. Have to see who's going to be able to come across the start stripe first tonight here in the Cup Series. Once again, Homestead-Miami Speedway's played host all week long. Here we go again. Look back under green.
That was I just looked away for a little bit and I see Rose on the off the track there. It looked like Aviator forced him all the way down the track. For Rose anyway, regardless, he takes over the lead once again, pulling that outside line with him. And Aviator runs in second right now. Going to take a nice arc going into turns 3 and 4, using the bottom of the track. I think I see the 3 car up there in third of Outlaw having a good run so far with more smoke right underneath them, and then Track Bar peeking outside the top 5.
Yeah, Track Bar sitting right here in about P5, right behind that 9 Hooters Camaro. For more smoke there, you see the 48 of Rowdy to the outside. He should be able to pull himself up and clear the 9 with a big old draft pull off of that 3. That's also going to help the 37 of Track Bar progress. 9 down low, 2 of Stout Whiskey out behind the 37. Here comes the 88 of Asbel, the 36 of Boehner, and other company. So far, though, we're nobody pulling away. Master Killer, so far the race has been phenomenal. Thanks for coming out, sir.
And I'll tell you what, Rose has done a very good job maintaining the lead, as it looks like Rowdy just bounced off the wall. This is going to allow Track Bar to get to his inside here for 4th. But give Rose a lot of credit. He's been very consistent in holding that bottom line and really maintaining the long run. I think he's had a lot of speed, obviously, winning those first 2 stages. But to be honest, he really learned a lot from Las Vegas, I think, Pete. So he made a couple of mistakes, which really hurt himself towards the end of stages. Ultimately, lost him that race. Look here tonight as Outlaw gets a little bit loose. That's going to send Rowdy and Track Bar to the bottom, and now Track Bar motions back high, where it'll be side by side for the 3rd position. You know, Rose has done a very good job minimizing his mistakes. In fact, the last 3 races, I think that's a big reason why we've continued to see very consistent results when it's been all said and done.
Yeah, very consistent. I mean, like you just mentioned, the more smoke he won at Michigan. He was fine, happy, good to go with that. He followed up the next week with a win at Las Vegas, and then it's been Rose these last couple weeks. So the scores tied up right now. Two to More Smoke, 2 to CGMX Rose.
Whoa.
Yeah, a whole lot of hard racing behind our top two. They are 2 and 3 wide, really trying to get this sorted out. Everybody's trying to get around the 3 car. I'm guessing maybe on a little bit older of a tire, maybe a little bit tighter of a setup, as these guys trying to navigate their way around. For the most part, though, able to do that pretty cleanly. I definitely gave a little bit of a scare to that 48 and to the 37 while they were trying to, get around that Dow Camaro.
Yeah, but Dow Camaro just got tied off 4, and he just hit the wall. Or, I forget what corner. I think it was turn 2 actually there, and he got really tight, hit the wall, and everyone just had to scatter around trying to react and not hit the back of the 3 car. So yeah, maybe a little tight. Maybe he just got, or it could have gotten loose where he just watched the track. I couldn't quite tell by how his car was positioned, but yeah. I mean, they're all scattered everywhere. They're still batting really hard. And it seems like the front 5 are starting to single file a little bit. Guys are starting to spread out as we get deeper into this run here. And just going to pay attention to see, how the 48 and 37 work together. Because, to be honest, these guys have already kind of got beaten, banged each other the whole race. There was that incident in stage 2, and then they were already racing each other super hard already just a few laps ago. So, we're going to have to see how these two cooperate to try and catch the front 2.
We're at 48 again. Hunting in P3 got the 37 Continental Camaro for Mr. Track Bar right behind him. Then the 9 of More Smoke. This, even if Rowdy finishes right where he is, this would mark the best finish that he's had here in this new season. He hasn't been able to work his way into the booth with you and I at the end of any of these races. So could this be the start of some pretty good momentum as we're going from one of the longest tracks in NASCAR to the last great Coliseum next week at Bristol Motor Speedway? It's gonna be a lot of fun, and man, if you're gonna work up any kind of momentum, it's a great time to do it. First real short tracks next week.
Indeed, I mean, they've gone to so many mile and a halves, it's going to be much of a different of a feel, needless to say, going into that great Coliseum next week. But for Rowdy, I really feel like he's put together a couple good races this season. While, yes, he hasn't gotten a podium spot, I don't really think that reflects the solid start he's had to this season. He's had speed, he's had the capability of being up in front and challenging for the lead. But what his issue's been is that he's been in incidents in the wrong place and wrong time. And luckily, he was able to rebound from that early incident that he had with Mr. Track Bar, who currently sits in that 4th position. But the big thing now is he needs to be patient and slowly utilize the advantage he has on the long run. It looks like he's already starting to look underneath Aviator here to try to work his way up to 2nd here, Pete.
Yeah, he's absolutely helped these guys run them down just a little bit. I tell you what, I think he actually just gave a little bit of a donkey kick to the 37 Continental Camaro. Maybe a little bit of a lag spike. Not too bad, though. It definitely sent the 9 back. Here comes the 2 of Stout Whiskey as well, I believe. Going to go ahead and catch up with that Deuce. He's sitting right here behind the 9 of More Smoke. So Stout able to also rebound pretty well. And he's keeping it low. Going to drift back up track, maybe conserving a little bit right front, but that just cost him about a good car length or car length and a half off of that 9. Maybe might be a little bit of a lag spike out of that 37 as well, as now our entire top 6 or top 7 nose tail 48 loose, tag that wall. He's going to drop all the way behind the 2, so from 3rd to about 8th in one corner. They're getting dicey, and next time either Boehner or Alpha York come on by the start stripe, I'll grab that lap count. We've got to be looking forward to coming on down pit road here pretty soon. 27 remaining. I think everybody's fuel window is wide open.
Indeed, it is wide open, but I would have to imagine you're going to start seeing takers in about the next 10 laps. Here comes the 37 now. Tries to make a move to the inside here of Aviator. I'll tell you what, that 37, it's definitely come to life in about the last 5 laps. I'm not sure if you quite saw it, Pete, but he kept on peeking to the outside of Rowdy, waiting for him to make a mistake, and he capitalized about 2 laps ago when we saw Rowdy get very loose and tap the wall to work his way towards the apron. Well, now the 37 of Mr. Track Bar finds himself in the second position. The question is, does he have the friends behind him to try to push him to the lead? He has more smoke behind, Stout Whiskey as well, who now goes to the inside of Aviator. Who's going to work with him is the question, because as we know, the 9 and the 42, they tend to play very nice together.
Yeah, 9 and 42, they absolutely work very, very well together. Same as the 25, the Aviator, the NNR two-time Cup Series champ, showing that, even though he's retired for school to go on to try to become a pilot in the U.S. Navy, that he can still, pilot his way around these NNR tracks as well. So great job by most. The one oddball out here, and someone that they really don't race all that often, is that 37 at Track Bar, but he's absolutely holding his own, keeping it clean. These guys have been green for the most part, just a couple of quick cautions for something that happened a little bit further in the pack, except for that one that was right about the start stripe when I'm not sure if somebody got hooked or what happened between the 48 and the 37. But now everybody's playing well with others again. 48's in the tail of this conga line of 6 cars. They're counting them down.
Yeah, it looked like the 37 there just got loose or tight and just hit the 42. And that sent the 42 up the track and out of the lead. I think the 42 is now back down the 4th, so he's probably a little upset, but it's a good time for him to kind of relax. And as I say that, he's trying to pass for 3rd, try and compose himself and get himself back up to the front. But he's probably a little hot right now. He probably wants to make his way up the field. Yeah, he's definitely going for it right now. He's trying to take 2nd away too. But if I were him, I just try and relax, just try and get ready for the next the pit stops and try and pick them off one at a time on entry and on exit of the pits. And if he's not really doing that, oh my goodness, you're gonna wreck. Yep, more smoke into the wall there. That was very nearly a caution. I mean, I'm not sure if it is or not, but more smoke into the wall, fading fast right now. I'll be honest, I think the 42 just got a little impatient, got a little too aggravated from the previous incident, and just kind of forced the issue a little bit. I mean, that could have been hard racing, but I think he may have let his emotions take over a bit.
Yeah, with 21 laps remaining, it was actually on board with the 48 as he very, very nicely guided that Eagles Camaro all the way through that. He saw more smoke get squirrely, go on down on the apron, able to navigate his way through and underneath the I believe that it was the 25, but 25 able to keep his position. Rowdy's going to go ahead and make up one as 9 is now a little bit further back. He lost all kinds of time and position. I don't know if or how many cars he collected. There's a 3-car pack behind, and I think that orange and black Hooters Camaro is actually in that pack of 3 that's trying to run down your leaders.
Nah, I think he's all the way back there, and I think their caution is out right now. The caution's out. Go ahead, Tim.
I think they threw a manual yellow guy because I saw Brooks starting to lag a little bit, it looked like at first, and they decided to throw a manual caution here. I like the idea. I think a yellow should have come out. The game didn't issue it. That is issue because about 2 or 3 cars were right in his pathway when he went nose first into that outside wall down the back straightaway. Now, I guess you could say all our questions are answered here, Pete. We're not going to see that mix of strategy in terms of, hey, maybe a guy with around the 10-lap mark takes 2 tires and tries to utilize track position all the way to the end. I think we're going to see 4s here. I mean, that's the obvious choice as Track Bar starts to lean down to the pits. But we're going to see them take the least amount and to get to the end is, my goodness, and lucky I think I just heard you say it. 42 almost just ran right in the back of the 37.
He did. he did. There was contact there to 42, and 37 had to been going speed there. 42 just, I don't know if he just braked too late, wasn't paying attention, but there was definitely some contact between him and the 37 on the pit road.
Well, Word, 4 versus 2, fill it up or just take what you need in order to get to the end. Does the caution come out? Do cautions breed cautions here in the end of stage number 3? We'll definitely have to see how this unfolds. But up front, it's going to be the 37-42. They're going to duel it out. Both of them racing on the same exact Fanatec equipment, working their way up through the gears, try to get out of their stall as fast as possible. And it looks like it's going to be 37, 42, 25, and then that 48 of the Aviator. We should be taking green with just about 19 or 18 laps to go. We'll see how fast they get double file. But Word, it is absolutely coming down to crunch time, and you were both right. More Smoke, he did not catch up with that second pack of 3. That was that 3 Dow Camaro that I was looking at. More Smoke all the way in the back.
And he's all the way in the back, and I do want to add on one thing. The driver that suffers most from that yellow here, Pete, is God Power. He was actually the first one to try the short pitting strategy about 15 laps before that. He would have been good to go on fuel, no problem. Instead, he was forced now to take the lucky dog, and he'll start towards the tail end of the field. And that's really tough, because I'll tell you what, there's been some cars today that struggled to the start of their season, and God Power being one of them. We're having very, very good results. The other one was Dan the Lawn Man, found himself throughout the top 5 before that incident at the end of stage number 1. And the 3, I'll tell you what, he's still out there in the top 10. It's going to be really tough being that 4th guy on the inside line when they come back green. I don't expect his tension to be over. Mr. Track Bar, he'll have the inside line. Stout Whiskey, CGMX Rose, he'll be on the outside line. Will Rose maybe try to get a little bit of revenge here from the bump by Track Bar? We shall see.
Well, we'll also have to see if we're actually going to go green here. You just saw the free pass car go buzzing on by. So as these guys are coming off 4, he is just now in the middle of the backstretch. So see if Coe tells him to go or if we're going to hold off. Yep, no, we're gonna pace it out one more time. So the 42, the 37, the 25, the 48, and the 88 of Asbel, calling his name only for about the 2nd time tonight. They're gonna have one more lap to think about what they do in order to get this done. It's been a pretty long race. These guys have battled it out. I'm sure at many times they've been at it white knuckling, that steering wheel. But man, Track Bar started on the pole. 42 CGMX Rose was to the outside when this all kicked off. How are we going to finish here, Rose? Or Word. There we go.
I think we're going to see close compact action side by side. We saw it at one point in stage 2 where these guys were 2x2 all the way through. Rose has a really solid short run car as well as Rowdy on the outside. Brooks leads him back to green as the 37 out in front. He quickly moves high, tries to pull the draft of Rose. Now he heads back to the bottom. Ooh, Asbel, he hit the apron. He's going to slide up the track. And now it is the 37 commanding his way out in front. And how patient is Rose? As he gets a pull into turn 3, he'll sit behind for the moment. Lucky with the laps winding down. You'd have to imagine that 42, he's going to try to make a move early, but he could try to control this race.
Yeah, coming to 14.
Go ahead.
14 to go right now, and yeah, if I'm Rose, I mean, you've been very good in a short run. Got to make a move soon. Want to try? It's less than 15 to go. Got to try something because Track Bar is really strong in the long run, and if you have a train of guys behind you that can take you. Oh my goodness, that you can work with to try and get around him, then that'll be a smart move there.
Yeah, riding along right now with the 2-car Stout Whiskey right behind the 48 Camaro. for Rowdy. Rowdy again having a pretty good race. 37 and the 42. They're going to be side by side for the lead. 25. It looks like he's going to go with the 42. That might have thought ducking out. No such luck. And going to bring it on down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Still side by side for the lead, Word.
Indeed, as Rose for the moment has the nose. But this is the difference of having a friend and not having a friend. 37 to track bar. He now drops back to second. He's actually potentially about to fall back to third as he continues to work the high side. There's Aviator. He's going to clear for second. And just like that, put CGMX Rose back in the lead. Now the 37, he goes for a dive underneath. He'll get underneath Aviator, who now works to the middle lane. Let's see if Rowdy gives Brooks a push. Not quite so, as makes a little contact there. Track bar back to second, but now Rowdy to the bottom. Here comes Rowdy in that Eagles machine, sending a hard push up the track. Stout Whiskey. He'll make it 3 wide off 2. Track bar clears for the moment. Rowdy still behind. And now Stout Whiskey at that moment was a sitting duck. But again, Rowdy Pete going right after it yet again.
Rowdy really dove it in that time, and a little bit of contact. 37.
He put it in the wall.
Yeah, 37's in the wall. All kinds of damage to that Cottonelle Ford. A little bit more than what that TP's going to be able to fix. No patching that thing up. But Rowdy absolutely sent it. He is hungry for this win. He's going to try giving that 2-car Stout Whiskey a big old shove all the way down this backstretch, trying to catch back up with the 42 with CGMX Rose. 2-car doesn't look like he's got any damage whatsoever. So he's got that thing in the wind. 48 right there. 25 of the Aviator sitting in P4. Right now 37 in the 88 of Asbol. They'll be trying to race that out for P5. Behind them, they're going to be side by side. But right now, everybody chasing the 42 with CGMX Rose. Can he make it 3 races in a row? Can Stout Whiskey get his first win? Will the 48 get his first win? We're winding down on last year, Lucky. We're about to find out.
I can't believe he did. That was not a good move there by Rowdy. I mean, I couldn't believe he did that. I would have he just sent it in the corner and just straight put him in the wall there. That wasn't a very clean move there by the 48 car. I mean, that's going to be looked over after the race. That was not on there. I can't believe he did that. Oh my goodness, that's going to be so painful for the 37. He's still in 5th right now, trying to make a charge up to the front. I mean, it's not been the first time that him and the 48 have gotten together on tonight. I mean, oh my goodness, I don't even want to know the arguments after the race. But yeah, Stout Whiskey in 2nd place. That's the highest it's been all race. I think it's Aviator throws a block on the 37. I don't know about that move either. That was very late there. That was a very late block. That could have been very dangerous there right before the deceleration zone. As he gets loose, he hits the 25 to 37, spins around, hits the backstretch wall, and I don't know if that's a manual caution, and he disconnects. He backs up the lobby. He's done. He quits. He's out.
Yeah, and that actually did bring out the caution just as that happened with the 37. So, guys, I believe we're going to be coming to, about 5 to go. Last time I saw laps, we're
3 to 4 to go about there.
Yeah, because right now we're sitting at 7. You figure caution's going to count down 2 of those. So right now, 42 CGMX Rose, the 2-car Stout Whiskey, 48 of Rowdy, the 88 of Asbol, and I believe a little bit further back, that might be the 21, not 100% sure. No, I'm sorry, it'd be the 18 of Ingall sitting there in P number 6. We're about to find out who this is going to pay out for. But, Lucky, while you were talking about that, the move between the 48 and the 88 kind of the 48 and the 27, 37 of Track Bar, it kind of reminded me of Pro League Season 1 between Track Bar and Garbage. You guys were racing at Watkins Glen, and Garbage completely sent it, got underneath Rowdy, knocked him up, and he went on to take the win, 42 underneath 3. Here comes the 36 of Boehner, and the 2 of Stout Whiskey still fighting back.
Stout Whiskey fighting back. I was surprised, Pete, only 2 drivers either stayed out or took 2 tires. It's just not working out. They're still side by side farther back, but CGMX Rose, the beneficiary, he crosses the start-finish line. And does Stout Whiskey have anything for him? The 3 still in second. How about God Power? He's up in the 4th position as they're 3 wide far behind.
2 to go. Oh, no.
Back stretch.
That is not what he needed. We're 2 to go. That could be a manual. That could be an automatic caution, and it is.
And it looks like we're going to take, it's going to come out to a green-white checker. That is not going to be the end of the race. These guys got 40 seconds to stew in these seats, get their mindset, get their game face back on, get back in this. But 42, he's going to have to hold on this this hard charging 2 is Stout Whiskey. The 18 of Ingalls is back there. You guys just mentioned the 1 of God Powers back there that I can't see. Rooting on that 1 of GP. We'll have to see how it goes. 10 seconds left till these guys line them back up, stack them, and rig them here under the Homestead-Miami lights. Green, white checker getting ready to go one more time. Here we go.
I would think this is the first green-white checkered we've had all year long. But it'll be CGMX Rose first, Stout Whiskey second, and the 3 and the 18 behind in that 3rd and 4th position. God Power lines up in 6 as they take the green. Stout Whiskey, that time through the gears, he was strong. He has the nose going into turn number 1. Now on the bottom, here's Rose. He pulls ahead as they work off a 2. Whiskey to the outside, side by side for the lead, and they're looking behind. Oh my goodness, Rowdy goes around. They're flipping down the backstretch. The caution has come out again.
Yeah, it'll be the 2nd attempt at a green-white checker. And I'm sure right now, Stout, Coey, J-Pod, Boehner, all the admins are saying, guys, settle down. We need to figure this out. But, man, everybody wants to do right by Coey. Everybody wants to do right by Coey's uncle. They want to get their special paint scheme in victory lane. They want to be the one in the booth to talk about their race. Right now, 42, the 2, and the 18, they've got the best view. They're going to have the best sight for that start-finish line coming off 4 that we should see just after the 2nd attempt at a green-white checker.
Man, that wasn't a great start at all by Rose. Stout Whiskey got the jump on him. Let's see if Rose is going to make that same mistake, if he's going to learn from it as we're getting ready for the restart. One more time. The 2nd attempt at the green-white checker here. Once again, Rose loses a little bit of advantage. So Stout Whiskey in a 2-car, side by side into turn 1. Rose is going to have the inside line, the better line in this restart. And he's going to he clears the 2-car of Stout Whiskey.
Yeah, clears the 2 of Stout Whiskey. Stout's got the 18 of Ingalls. Ingalls almost slapped that outside row. A couple cars out of shape. They are now thought about going 3 wide for the lead. 42 is going to be able to duck it in and keep it going. Here comes the 18. Willie pushed out. Oh, caution's out. And 3rd attempt at a green-white checker. Race will not enter that because they did not pass that commitment line. Word, these guys are getting rowdy.
Well, of course, they're not getting rowdy with NNR rowdy, but still, the way you look at it here, coming to this 3rd green-white checkered, if you want to save the dramatics, it's definitely for a track like this. I mean, we've seen great races all season long with not many yellows. Yet, tonight, we've seen them have an abundance of yellows here in Stage 3. And for the record, it has nothing to do with the racing, more the fact of how many laps are left, how aggressive you have to get. I'll tell you what, for Stout Whiskey, he has to be licking his chops here. He's got to get the good restart. Rose has struggled shifting the 2nd gear, redlining all night long. This could be Stout Whiskey's opportunity as they come back green.
Yeah, coming back green, 42, he's still that control car. Stout Whiskey getting up and through that gearbox, just a tad better than the 42. This time doing a little bit better of a job to keep that 42 pinched down. Stout should have a great run with a little bit of momentum on the high side. A little bit of a side draft there, a little bit more contact. Gave that 42 just a little bit of a shot to the door. They're going to be side by side, and Stout Whiskey to the lead. 42 P2, 18 of
They're about
Indulge
to wreck
P3.
again.
22 on J-Pod now sitting P4 with that 25 now sitting P5. Can Stout hold them off for one more lap? Word, it is your call, sir. Bring us there.
Inside.
Indeed, as Dan just said, Rose to the inside. You know, Stout Whiskey, he is just like Kevin Harvick in a regard.
Contact.
Where did he come from? Oh, they make contact. Rose again to the inside.
He moves
comes Whiskey up the track, side by side, off of turn number 4. Oh my goodness, Stout Whiskey's gonna do it. A victory for the two. Oh my goodness. Oh,
And I tell you what, if HD Motorsports was in the booth right now, he'd be all about this Stout Nug. I can hear it now. They were beating and banging all the way around for those last couple of laps. Congratulations to the two of Stout Whiskey, 42 and P2, and J-Pa out of nowhere, not in the top 5 all night long, bringing it home in P3. The J-Pop Militia will be going nuts tonight. Congratulations. Way to go. Way to get it done. Man, Master Killer, absolutely. J-Pop right there, P3. Rock NASCAR, absolutely great finish. Panda, absolutely intense. God Power bringing it home in P6 per A Dukes. Ferret Man, want to know where GP ended? Well, there you go. Man, guys, that was one hell of a finish. It's going to be interesting to see what the 42 and the driver of the Deuce have to say in post-race interviews. Guys, we're going to take a minute to settle down ourselves, grab a quick cold beverage, and we will be right back with your post-race interviews. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. All right, guys, thanks for keeping it right here. Definitely appreciate it. We're gonna start off with our third place finisher, Mister from out of nowhere in the booth, no longer just on the restrictor plate tracks. J-Pa in P3, buddy, you got your ears on.
Yes, sir, Pete. How's it going?
I tell you what, you got Master Killer and everybody out there in chat hooting and hollering and hashtag J-Pa Militia carrying on. Man, you brought that black double deuce up to the front when it really mattered, but it seemed like a whole lot going on behind you, man. Walk us through those last couple of, well, green, white checker restarts, and what did you have to do to get it right there on the bottom step of that podium?
I just really tried to hold my line. I mean, I had a shifter, so it made it a little easier to pull away from a few people. But really just, man, Pete, I promise you, I saw Stout and Rose going crazy up there in front of me, and I plowed it down into turn 3, hoping that something would happen. I'd be right there. And, just it's still a second straight booth appearance to talk to you guys. But really just, a lot of holding my breath there at the end, just trying to come out with the best finish I could. But yeah, shout out to J-Pod Militia for out there always supporting. We're always supporting each other.
Absolutely, man. Phenomenal finish. You were out there on Twitter or might have been Facebook or maybe in Discord. I don't know, man. It's all kind of bleeding together. Talking about the season that you've had so far, that it hasn't really been how you wanted. You had to stop the hemorrhaging at some point. And, man, 2 back-to-back top 3 finishes. Man, you're on a great roll. You got a little bit of momentum, whether it was through green, white checker or not. These points are definitely going to prove to be very, very beneficial for you. And as we look forward to Bristol next week, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing my best good friend Stout Whiskey try to go for his 3rd Bristol win in a row. But really just, man, tonight, Pete, I drove from 21st to 6th halfway through the race and then just got plowed into the wall. And then, just luckily happened to be right back up there at the end when I missed some wrecks. But, just really, I know Stout's going to help the whole group, try to do the best we can at Bristol and just try to put on another show for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see if Stout can go for 3 in a row. Knocked out, swept the season last season at the famed short track. We'll have to see if he can do it again. Congratulations. You just shouted out old J-Paw Militia. Anybody else for you, sir?
Yeah, well, real quick, I want to apologize, Stout, for putting that bullseye on him already a week ahead. But no, shout out to
I love pressure, baby.
shout out to Lucky Dog and Word. You said before the race you didn't have any help, and shout out to them for coming and giving you a hand. I like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Lucky Dog reached out through Discord and said, hey, man, you need somebody there. Word was having some issues with his headset or with Discord or whatever. He got it figured out and kept his word. And, Word was good for his word. Here since the middle of stage number 1. Glad both of them could be there. Turned out to be one hell of a race. Well, Lucky Dog, you want to take old Mr. C, GMX Rose, #Young Gun, and talk to him about that P2.
Yeah, I'll take CGMX Rose. Sorry, that's very cringy. I apologize. Rose, my brother, you got me.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All right, so had an incredible race, scored a lot of points tonight, won both stages, had arguably one of the best cars there throughout the whole field, or maybe a winning car. Got aggressive with Brooks there, or more there at the end. Seemed to have got a little upset maybe with the Brooks incident. Take us through what was going on there. Was there just a lag bubble or something?
I don't know. I think Amore just got loose and just slammed the wall and kind of caused the whole mess there, and that was just that. But I mean, I didn't have any issues with Brooks. There was a couple people in the party having issues with him, but I didn't really have any.
Yeah, so I mean, at the end there, you had so many green white checkers. You were stalling out on the restarts and coming down to it. Unfortunately, you couldn't get it done. Had a great race. Is there anything else you could have done differently? That was an incredible last few laps there with you and Stout Whiskey.
Yeah, no, I don't know what I could have done differently. Maybe wrecked them, but I don't do that. So, it was a hell of a finish there. I hooked them on the backstretch trying to side draft, and that was my fault. And I gave them a bump into 3 and 4, but just didn't have enough momentum to complete the pass. But I wish we could have gotten a green flag stop there on that last stage to race it out to really see how good my car was compared to everybody else. But I'll take the stage wins and stage points, and we'll go to Bristol and try and get another one.
Anybody else you want to shout out?
You guys in the booth, Coe, for obviously running this, Stout, somebody else who runs this, all the drivers. We had a pretty clean race up until those last few cautions there. And also, thanks to everybody for showing support to Kobe with all the paint teams out there.
Awesome. Well, great race tonight, Rose, and hope to see you in victory lane once again. And you did a great job there fighting with Stout Whiskey.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Tim, see
where's
you.
Burton? Yep, go right ahead. Pick up the old stout nug. If HD was here, I'm sure that's what he'd be saying right now. Word, you got our winner, sir.
The master of dramatics and finding a way to get it done when it matters. Stout, it seemed like after those first two green-white checkers, you were so much better getting through the gears compared to the 42. That final green-white checkered, you got it. Got right to his side, and you were able to clear. What did you learn through those first two yellows to really set yourself up there for that final restart?
Well, to be honest, I'll put a plug in here for Logitech shifters, because Logitech shifters are hands down better than what Fanatec, gives those guys. I actually was able to pull ahead about a half car length each one of those times, and I just tried something different each time, just to see if I could get a run. One, I kind of rode the middle, try to keep the speed. He was able to clear me. The second time, I kind of bowed high, pulled down low so I could get the run, and the 18 was able to get underneath me. And then that last time, knowing that was our last chance of getting to see the checkered flag, I just stayed down on his door. And, if Rose would have got into me, so be it. I trusted him to keep his line down there, and he did. And was able to, I full sent it in turn 3. And I think he did too, because just going hard. I love Rose. He's one of my favorite competitors. And, like the NASCAR Heat family we have, we bounce ideas off each other and talk about stuff. And, you guys in the booth and Rose has just been so helpful to me, over on the custom side. So just having a chance to race him, I had a good shot of winning last week, and him and I had some unfortunate contact with about 7 laps to go. So to be able to come back the following week and beat Rose, pretty special.
Well, and you talk about the races earlier this year where woulda, coulda, shoulda. You had the chance to win last week. Unfortunately, couldn't get it done. You think back to races like Michigan and Las Vegas where you had such a good car, but bad luck struck you. Do you feel like this is going to change the momentum for you for the rest of the season, now that you've finally been able to put a victory in the win column?
We'll see, Ward. That's a great question. I'm very fortunate to race in really good leagues, here in NNR this is my third full season, and racing, with you guys in SXRL on Saturday nights, eSpark on Sunday nights, running with American Ethanol full time on Wednesday nights. It's you don't see Stout Whiskey in Victory Lane very often. So hopefully we're able to do it. We're going to Bristol, somewhere where I just I absolutely love presets or customs. You just hang it out and hold on, and that's my style of racing. So hopefully we can get it done. I imagine usually when I go back and watch these broadcasts, there's a lot of people pulling for the old Stout Whiskey, man. So this is for everybody that roots me on. I try to stay out of the light and just try to be one of the guys. And this is special. It's a good victory.
And one last question. Obviously, you being an admin here, I would imagine you have a very good relationship with Kobe. How big of a win is this for you personally, knowing all the stuff that Kobe's gone through in the past week?
It means a lot. And, going back to last week, I actually, Kobe didn't race last week with the passing of his uncle. And I messaged him. I was like, hey, man, I've been an admin with you here. I'd love to drive the 24 car. And I drove the piss out of the 24 car last week, led a bunch of laps, had a chance to win there at the end. And, tonight everybody was running, Phillies Flyers cars, Eagles, 76ers car, and I went with the throwback OG Phillies car back when the Phillies were really good with the old maroon and sky blue. So it's definitely special to win this race, especially honoring his Uncle Jack. And I'm sure we'll talk about it here in a little while.
Need any shout outs for tonight?
Absolutely. The first two people I got to give a shout out to is Dan the Long Man and J Pa. They're my teammates. We technically don't have teammates, but us three, we're the 3DH for L. You'll see me post that on Twitter later. We practice a lot together and try to help each other be successful. And like I said, racing against guys who are better than us. We know they're better than us, so we try to put our heads together and say, hey, three brains is better than one, and see what we can do and help each other out and go out there and compete. So, got to thank them. I know my dad's watching. Love you, Dad. He got some good news actually yesterday morning. He's got cancer. I haven't told a whole lot of people that, but the treatments that he's been having has been going extremely well. So, glory to God for that. So, Dad, that one's for you, buddy. And just thank y'all. You guys take time out of your night to call this race for us and for us to have memories and go back and watch. So just thank you so much. That's I say that for everybody in this league. Thank you.
Indeed, and while the strength and power fights on, is Stout Whiskey picking up his first victory of the season here tonight at Homestead. Pete, I'll tell you what, tonight it was an incredible race. We saw 3x3, 2x2, even at times 4 wide action. And we saw a lot of yellows towards the end. This was just such an incredible race that, in my opinion, this was arguably my favorite race all season long with what we saw on the track and, of course, the conclusion coming down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't normally see that kind of aggression in these NNR guys. I think it's really just a lot of these guys wanted to put their special paint scheme in victory lane again, honoring Coey, everything that he does for NNR, putting out this great community that we've all grown to love. When I first started, broadcasting with the one and only HD Motorsports, all the way through to now, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I've certainly had a lot of very memorable races. Tonight is absolutely right up there. Word, I couldn't agree more. Lucky, any final from you, sir?
Well, I'd just like to thank you and Tim for letting me commentate tonight. Finally got some free time. Did a lot of my work in advance, and still have one more assignment to do, and I hope to get a really good grade on it. But I just had some time a day, and I decided, I'll see if there's time for me to do some commentary because I want to get better and better at it, and I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy commentating for the NNR Racing League. So, big shout out to everybody from NNR and Coey. Thoughts and prayers with you still, and just for allowing me to be here and do something on the side that I really love to do. And I couldn't have chosen a better race to help you guys with and do some commentary because I love racing a lot. I mean, we saw a lot of great racing. I mean, there was a lot of tension going on at the very end of the race. You saw some smart decisions, guys being patient, guys, or some guys being aggressive, honestly, and some guys taking no tires on the end of stages. We saw it all. And, have a very big passion for racing and just watching it and just having, it was just everything. Everything you wanted in that race happened. And I had a lot of fun. You could hear my voice towards the end. I was just getting so excited. Yep. This is what racing is all about. And I think we got to see all of it. And, I mean, that had to be one of the best races ever. I mean, and in our history probably. That was just a fantastic race. Everyone did a great job. And I can't wait to see what Bristol holds. I mean, Bristol's got a lot to live up to, but it's Bristol, baby. Anything can happen at Thunder Valley. So can't wait to see what's going to happen next week at Bristol.
Yep, 9:30 Eastern on Tuesday night. It's going to be the truck guys. They're going to kick off the week. Bristol Motor Speedway, Thunder Valley, the last great Coliseum, whatever you want to see. But, man, guys, I would definitely want to thank everybody that came out and, chatted it up, kept us company, kept us going. It was a phenomenal race. Rock NASCAR, thank you very much again for the bits. More than a cape, good to see you. Absolutely master killer. J. Pa Militia with a very, very strong finish tonight. A. Dukes, thank you very much for the company as well. Panda Girl, always great to see you. Ferret Man and everybody else, we absolutely appreciate you. Guys, these guys just kind of alluded at one of the biggest things, the NNR community and how we all support each other. I want to thank you one more time for coming out and, showing that continued support, race in and race out, week in and week out, championship in and championship out. Man, it's absolutely appreciated. Guys, one more time, please stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, keep socially distant. NNR is all about getting out to these tracks and having those times. I want to get back to it again, hopefully soon. I'm planning on the Martinsville night race and then the Bristol dirt race. So hopefully by then, this COVID crap is under control and we can get together one more time. We will see you somewhere around the track. Might be Sunday night with the eSpark Series when I'm there with the one and only Rick James. Until then, guys, I'm going to send it on over to Rick James's race. So please stay tuned, stay put. I'll catch you again Tuesday night. Have fun, everybody.
Is it over? Can I say something?
One second.